Started slow, and we're like, it's okay, you're a rookie. Then he got hot. Yep. And last 3 games, the passer rating of 65 is the worst in the NFL. Do the Bears have a Caleb Williams problem?
No, he's the least of their problems, but let me be very clear. He's not playing well. That trajectory is exactly right, Wildes. First few games, brutal stats, few flashes.
Yeah.
Next 3 games, probably better stats than he deserved. Like, he played really well, but you pointed out it was the 3 worst pass defense in the league, but still.
Yeah.
And then he played poorly, and the offense was brutal in the Washington game. But then they stole it at the end, and then the Hail Mary happened, and then since then the team has appeared just irrevocably broken. And so I am not flip-flopping on Caleb Williams. I think every single one, as high as you were on Jaden, I think all 4 of us said he was the consensus #1 pick. I still think that was the right pick. Yeah. I know other people might already be ready to change. I still think he is going to be a great player. I think he is not good enough yet to fix their structural problems, which are so pervasive from he's been sacked the 5th most of any player ever through 10 games of a season. And it's like, he's holding on the ball too long. His average time to pass is quicker than Bo Nix, barely, but it is. And Nick's been sacked half the times. The offensive line's been a disaster. The offensive scheme's been a disaster. The defense seems to have quit on the coach post-Hail Mary and the explanations for it. So the whole thing's a disaster. I think Caleb Williams is going to be great. Obviously, this year's been a massive disappointment for a team that I think was a coin flip in Vegas to make the playoffs. So that's my answer. If everyone else wants to say he's a bust, that's fine.
Are you coming off the Super Bowl pick?
I'll get to that in a moment.
I'll get to that. Can I show you some stuff and get your reaction? Because I have a whole bevy of stuff ready to go.
I would love that.
And I also would like to preface this with saying there's a lot of built-up animosity from us for you keeping Caleb on Mahomes Mountain all through last year when he was at USC.
That was rough.
Well,
he probably isn't even on the mountain.
I'm just telling you it's there.
Okay, go ahead.
It's just rooted. It's rooted. I just have facts, but Coach, it's going to be coming from Coach.
Mm-hmm.
I am growing tired of hearing the blame be put on the coaches and the offensive line. And I said he holds on to the ball for too long. Here are 2 of his 9 sacks. Another time we have another one, waiting, up, okay. And these just go down as sacks. But when you go on to Chicago radio, it's got to be the offensive line.
Does the fact that he holds onto the ball, his average time to throw is 3.12 and Bo Nix's is 3.13?
Well, here's the graphic that disputes that. Caleb, during the losing streak, holding onto the ball for 4 or more seconds. He had 7 dropbacks and he held on for 4. He got sacked 5 times. So that's the most in the NFL of him holding on to the ball. And then when it's a clean pocket, this is nobody wants to talk about. This is
a problem.
Basic stuff. And he has a few of these head scratchers every week. He's completing 53% of his passes, Coach. These are clean ones you got to make. That sort of the game starts to go sideways when you don't make these passes. So, Coach, that was my little bevy of bad plays.
I think both points on both sides are fair. And when a guy comes in with as much hype as he came in with, and having him on Mahomes Mountain last year, that's an element of it. But that's not it. It's just the expectations are so high. So if he doesn't perform those expectations, that's a problem. And then it becomes a bigger problem when Jaden Daniels performs the way that he has in Washington, because now
he's cooled a bit as well.
But he has. But I'm just saying comparatively, you're looking at it that way. In terms of the offensive line being a disaster, I don't think that's all scheme-based. Going into last game now, they had 4 guys hurt.
Yes.
Then another guy gets hurt the morning of the game, or doesn't get hurt, but he can't go. Then they lose another offensive lineman during the game. So that is a real thing. And to have that many people hurt at one position that's so crucial to his success has to be taken into account. The Hail Mary has to be taken into account, because that's a game that they really should have won, and things would be viewed through a little bit different lens if it had been.
Coach still a Caleb guy.
No, I'm not.
Coach isn't flip-flopping after 9 games. I appreciate that,
What I
Coach.
am frustrated with from Caleb is what I said going in, is that you can't do the same things you did in college in pro football. Guys are too fast, they're too good, and you can't just move around forever until someone gets open. You have to have a clock in your head to get rid of the ball.
And that's one of the biggest things. He clearly, he's used to his whole life being able to hold it. I'm more athletic than everybody else, and I can get out of this. He can't do it. There are linebackers faster than him. So he can't do that in the NFL. I said a few weeks ago he's their weak link, and right now he is. Now, I'm not writing him off for the future, but right now he's the weak link, and they're not going to make the playoffs because they got terrible quarterback play. He is the fourth best rookie quarterback right now. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be the case for the future. I've said Jaden will be better. But right now, Bo Nix and Drake May look better too. They're more accurate. They're more poised. They're more on schedule. They're doing all of that. And he's not accurate. You showed one of the things.
No.
He's not accurate. And so he's got a long way to. I'll say this, Nick, finally. I think he has gone from surefire star to maybe.
Okay, so
Like,
I
think
still
there's a
That's fair.
real question. Like
that's fine.
it's not surefire.
Listen, if anybody wants to sell some of their Caleb Williams stock, that's fine. I'll buy it up. But I do have to address one thing Brew said earlier, which is this is the team I had in the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
And I had Chicago in the Super Bowl, and there's a bit of a problem. Hubs, come on, go ahead and come on out.
Hubs is here.
Wow. Huh?
Yeah, I heard the doorbell. I mean, if you remember,
Black.
Oh, no.
Oh,
we have, because if you remember when I
do remember this.
got engaged to the Take,
Yeah.
we had flowers and a letter.
This is like a Wednesday
So,
thing.
Wiles, what does that
that's
envelope
scary.
say on the front?
Oh,
Roses,
sorry.
like a
The
Halloween
Bears
flower
are
roses.
going to the Super Bowl Take from your betrothed.
Betrothed.
Now he wants me to read this letter because remember he was doing stuff that was like
No,
he was buying a drink and he's like,
he-
I got a
winking
hotel
at
room for
her,
you. I'm like,
yeah.
what's going on with this type of take?
Had a little
was-
I have
it
a
was
letter.
weird.
at one
Dust,
point.
give us
It
time
was
here.
weird.
Go ahead, Wild.
This is so stupid. First, let me thank you for a truly beautiful and serendipitous whirlwind few months. From the moment I saw you at the hotel bar to right now, I don't regret a single minute. However, sadly, you have allowed another man. In fact, it's actually two men, Matt Eberflus and Shane Waldron, to come between us. Oh my gosh.
True.
Thus, I must call off our engagement. I'm getting like legitimately sad.
I know, it is sad.
Until you permanently remove these men from your life, please understand, I'll wait for you.
Which means I am officially an NFC Super Bowl
Oh!
bachelor.
Hit the music.
Oh, man.
Let's go out.
Oh, it's exciting
Wow.
times.
Oh, we're going to be
You
out.
guys married to the old ball and chain, Green Bay. You have San Francisco. I, on the other hand, am hitting the streets.
I'm staying with mine. I got
You're
Detroit.
happy with yours.
Yeah.
in the town, not the streets.
Who knows?
Are the Jets done?
Yeah, I mean, they've been done, obviously. And I don't know who should be more embarrassed, Aaron Rodgers or the media that bought into him.
Thank you.
You and me, Wilds, our hands are clean. But I'm not sure about everybody else's. This is.
I ain't
this
pick
is-
them to go to the
thi-
Super
this
Bowl,
is This is the most predictable, awful team I've ever seen. You have the oldest quarterback in the league coming off an Achilles who's only passively interested in the sport. You fired your coach early in the season. You made desperation trade. And every time you lose, you find some different esoteric existential reason as opposed to we stink. And so to me, the question now becomes, Coach, what do the Jets do if Aaron wants to come back next year?
Yeah.
Because that's a disaster.
How
for
is
him.
that a question?
Would they just cut him?
He's done. Like, this is over. This
Oh, you
experiment-
think so?
Well, I mean,
How
if
could-
he
how could
wants
you?
to play
I
next
don't-
year,
Go play somewhere else.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
like this experiment is over. And when they've given him what, $50 million, they've given him everything that he asked for to help him try to be successful. And I give Woody credit for that. He wanted Devontae, he got Devontae. He wanted his offensive coordinator, he got his offensive right on down the line.
Wanted Mike Williams gone. He's catching touchdowns.
He's
in
catching
Pittsburgh.
touchdowns. Yeah, so he's been given every opportunity to be successful. There is a strong pattern of older quarterbacks going to other teams, and I experienced it with Brett Favre and being very successful. And for this to be a situation where they don't have energy, where the defense gives up 5 scoring drives in a row to start the game, where they can't score a touchdown. There's so many problems. From a coaching perspective, what do you fix? What do you fix first? You can't fix the defense, the offense, the energy level. I mean, it just is underachieving at a level that's really hasn't been seen in a while.
Yeah, they're obviously done. I mean, that's not.
You
even
think
a
Rodgers
question.
is done too?
Well, so here's what I'll say. He should retire after this year. There's no shame in being washed at 40, 41 years old. We've seen, obviously, guys play well at that age. But if he retires after this season, people be like, he lost it, last year in Green Bay, first year, the year he played with the Jets, he still was an all-time great quarterback. He comes back next year and puts more of this on tape for people to watch. Now, again, he'll still be a Hall of Famer and great, but it'll start working against his legacy a little bit.
Come back where he can't come back to the Jets if you're going to.
Well, I agree that he shouldn't. I'm just saying if he wants to. Here's what I do if I'm the Jets. I'm trying to encourage him during the season to retire if I'm them behind the scenes. If he doesn't retire and wants to come back, if I have to keep him. I'm bringing in.
You have to keep him.
If they don't have to keep him, let him go then.
No,
49 dead cap.
Yeah, but it's
You care?
you can
I would-
split it over 2 years. It'd be 15 and 34.
If I had him, I would bring in a real, we did it your way
You
with
can't-
Hackett.
you
and
can't-
I'm bringing in our own coaching staff, like that Green Bay did with LaFleur. He didn't like it,
He
but
got rid of everybody. I mean, he got rid of McCarthy. I
want him gone. I'm just saying, if he was there, I would bring in a new coaching staff that's going to run things the way they want to. I'm talking about offensively. Not letting
who are you
Aaron
gonna
run
get,
it.
though?
Work with LaFleur.
If you get a rookie head coach who's going to come in and now he's got to deal with this Hall of Fame quarterback who's controlled a large majority of the organization, it doesn't give you a lot of legitimacy as you're trying to establish your culture and your process.
I don't
5
disagree with
seconds. One of the butterfly effects of what happened in America on Tuesday is Woody Johnson's probably going to be an ambassador to somewhere and going to have to give up the team again to his brother. If you are the New York Jets, if you're a Jets fan, you can get all of a sudden in one offseason out from under the yoke of the worst owner in the league, Woody. You can move on from Aaron. You can have a top 5 pick. You can have a clean break of it all and actually try to compete. It is the most hope you should have had in a very long time. That's what needs to happen for the Jets. It can't happen with Aaron. It can't happen with Woody.